What's up, everyone? Day 8 of 100 Days of Code is here. And today we're going to be putting together a little modal. So let's get developing. Everybody, let's get into this modal. And as you can see, I already have a file already open and created. You can always find my code on my GitHub page, and the link will be in the description below if you wish to follow along with me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open up the index page, the style, and the scripts. And as you can see, they're all empty. But we're about to go ahead and get loaded now. Let's go ahead and get the boilerplate for the index.html. We're going to rename it to Modal. Or how about DWJ Modal. Okay, then now we're going to go ahead and link up the style sheet. So let's go link. And it's right in the same folder directory, style.css. I'm going to go ahead and put the script tag. So script. And it's also in the same directory, script.js. Okay, so now that we got that, we can get into typing out the modal, getting this modal together. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put a button in here. I'm gonna give it a class of modal button. Well, class of modal, and I'm gonna give it an ID of modal button. Modal BTN. And again, I have image set up through my IDE. So if you see me typing the shortcuts like that, notice that's just what I'm doing. I'm using image. So now I've got that, I'm gonna give the button title of click here. I'm gonna save that. And I'm gonna use the go live on VS Code to open it up. And as you can see, we have working index the HTML page. The button's right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish typing this out. So next, we're gonna need the modal. So I'm gonna create a div with the class of modal body. And then inside the div, we're gonna go ahead and type out the contents of the modal. So I'm gonna have another div, and we're gonna give that a class of let's see. And let's change this up. Let's get this class of modal outer modal. And give this one the modal body. Okay, so inside the modal body, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a header content area and a footer area. So start with the header area. So modal header. And inside the modal header, we're just gonna give it a H2, and we're gonna type in DWJ modal. But before that, we're gonna just go ahead and type in, give it a button, call it close button, and then we're gonna use the HTML code and times, and it's just gonna give us X. Okay, so now that we have that set up, let me switch this around. Alright, now we're gonna start filling out the modal content area. So let me make another div with a class of modal content, and then here we're just gonna give a paragraph with long. We'll put like 300 words of long midsole. And then we're also gonna give this not a button, but we're gonna make a link going to Google. So with href, we're gonna say https www.google.com, and we're gonna give this the name of Google. Alright, so last but not least of the modal content, or the modal body, we're gonna give a footer. So now div with a class of modal footer, and we're just gonna put modal footer down here in a paragraph. Alright, so now what we're gonna be, now let's say this, see what we got. Okay, so we got the header, we got our body, and we got the footer. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this styled up. Going into the styles. So first of all, let's go ahead and style up the button. So we gave it a class of modal. Let's give it a class. Let's change the class up to open modal. Save that. So inside our style.css, we can target the class of open Modal. Okay, and the styles I want to give to this is I'm just gonna set up some padding. I'm gonna give it 10 pixels on top and bottom, and 15 pixels on left and right. Let's give it a background color. Let's give it a background color of a light blue. So that's pound 07 F2 F2. And then let's change the background color to white or light gray. Light gray sounds better. So that's gonna be F2 F2 F2. And let's see how that looks. Okay. Let's give it a border radius of 5 pixels and set the border to 9. Okay, so now let's give it a width and a height. Let's give it a width of let's say 150 pixels, and maybe a height of 30 pixels. Let's see what that looks like. Let's make it a little bit shorter. So let's make it 75 in width. Alright, that's a little bit too short. 120. And then also I want to give it this font size a little bit bigger. So let's do 0.85 rem. Alright, let's try 1.2 rem. Increase the padding a little bit on the top and bottom. Okay, and then we can go text align center. That didn't work. Okay, so let's bring the text back down. that off for now. Okay, that looks a little bit better right there. So now we got that taken care of. Let's go ahead and work on this modal. So we gave it a class of outer modal. The outer modal is going to be designed for the black outer layer that you see on modals all the time. So let's get that set up. So we want it to be a width of 100 VW. We're going to give it a height of 100 VH. We're going to set the background to RGBA value, so we can put a little alpha on it. So we're going to do 0, 0, 0, which is black, and then 0.3. You can make the opacity as high as you want, but I'm gonna just sell 0.3. Let's give it a little pattern, 20 pixels, and let's see what that looks like. Okay, so now let's give it a position, a fix, top 0, left 0. That'll bring it over to the top left, starting at the top left corner of your web page. So let's save that. And we also want to give it a Z index of 1. And with Z index, the higher the value, the more on top of everything that it will be. So now that's set up. Also, since it has a Z index of 1 and it's higher than everything else, you're not going to be able to click on the button. And that's what we want. So now that we got the outer layer of the modal set up, let's start working on the modal body. So with the modal body, what I want to do is give it a background. Well, first of all, I'm going to give it a width. Give it a width of 75%. I'm going to set a height of 500 pixels. I'm going to give it some padding of 20 pixels. No, actually, I'm not going to give it no padding. And then another thing I want to do is set a background color. I'm gonna set it to a light gray, and that's F2, F2, F2. Then I'm gonna give it a margin of let's see, 10% in auto, and let's see what that does. Okay, so it moved it down 10% and centered it left and right. Okay, so now we got that. Let's start uh, styling up the modal header. Now with the modal header, what we want to do is, first of all, I want to give her a display of flex. Then I'm gonna justify everything, justify content, space around or space between. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, so our button X moved over to the right side and the modal is on the left. Alright, so let's give it a little pattern. So I'm gonna give it some pattern, 20 pixels. Bring it off the edges a little bit. Okay, then we have inside the modal header, we have a H2, and with the H2, I'm gonna go ahead and increase the font size a little bit. Give it 1.3 rem. And then also I want to move it away from the side of the panel. So margin 0, top and bottom, and then maybe 20 pixels left and right. And also, while I'm thinking about it, I want to give the modal header a background color. Let's give it a background color of a darker blue. So how about #44 AFF2. So with that, I want to give everything else a color of light gray so it'll be seen. So let's see what that's looking like so far. Okay, so let's give the header a little bit of height. So I want to give it a height, maybe 40 pixels. Alright, so that's looking pretty decent to me. Let's give it font for the H2 a little bit bigger, make it a little bit bigger. So let's make it 1.8. Alright, that's looking good to me. So let's work on this button. So we gave it a class of close. So close. Let me know move this up so y'all can see it a little bit better. So for the close button, let's I'm gonna go ahead and set a width on that as 50 pixels. Give it a height of 50 pixels. I want to give it a bigger font size, maybe 1.4 rim, and I want to set a position of absolute, so I can position it a little bit better. I want to give it a top of 10 and right of we'll let it stay where it's at right now. So I just want to move the top up, but before we can do that, let's go ahead and give the header a position of not the modal header, the modal. Yeah, the modal header. I want to give it a position of relative. So when the button positions itself, it'll position itself relative to the header and won't go outside all over the place. So let's save that. See what it's like. Oh, now it came all the way over this way. So let's give it right a 0. See what happens. Alright, so let's make the background transparent. And border none. And let's give it a color of light gray. Okay. So now see if we can move that up a little bit further. Okay, it doesn't look like it wants to move a little anymore. So let's stick with it like that for now. Okay, so now let's give it a hover state, and all I want to do for the hover is change the background color from transparent. We'll give it a color of let's try orange. So that's gonna be FF8329, and then let's put a transition on here. And let's see what happens. Alright, so now we got a little animation going. Let's take it off the side a little bit. Alright. Let's see what that's looking like. Brought it way back over here again. Alright, so we're just gonna leave it right there now. That'll be alright for this tutorial. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get the body looking a little bit better. So with the modal body, what we want to happen is we want to first of all give it a little bit breathing room from the top. So margin 20 pixels, and we'll say 0. So I brought it down a little bit from the top. So now I want to give it a little bit of pattern. Let's give it a pattern of let's try 30 pixels. See what happens. Alright. So now instead of that, let's do that on a P, the margin modal body, and we're going to target the P that's inside there. Let's give it a margin top of 20 pixels, and let's put the pattern back on there. 30 pixels and see what we got. Alright, that's looking a little bit better. Alright, so now we just need to come in and style up that button. So modal body button. Okay, what we want to do with that, we want to first of all move it off the corner. So we're gonna move it up. So negative, we're gonna move it up maybe 15 pixels, and then we're gonna say 0 here for the right. Let me see, 0 for the bottom, and then we can move it off to the left, say about 20 pixels. We can give it a width. Let's give it a width of 100 pixels. I'll give it a height of 30 pixels. And a background color, we'll put we'll give it the light blue color. So that one right there. And let's see what we got. Nothing happened. That's because it's not a button. It is an A. So that's why we're not doing nothing. Let's try that. Alright, so now we see we can move it up a little bit further. Let's try 100 pixels. Okay, so let me see. Did we give any? Let's take the margin off the body. See what happens. Still nothing. Let's see here. Okay, let's see what's going wrong. So now let's see if we can get the anchor to act right. Modal content. Top right, bottom left. Okay. So now I just want to do a couple more things to here. Pixels, and I'm gonna take that ugly underline off. Text decoration, none, and then we'll style up the footer real quick. So footer, let me see what we call that. Modal footer. What I want to do for it is give it a pattern of 20 pixels, maybe a width, or maybe a height of 100 pixels. Let's give it a height 200. 3. Let's see what that done. Let's give it a light gray background. And then color, we'll just say darker gray. Alright, so now we know we don't want to give it that much of it. Height, we'll keep it like 150. Bring it back down to 100. That's all good. Let's go ahead and get over to the scripting part of it. So what we want to do, what we want to do first is we're gonna set the modal to display a none, and then we'll make it so that when we click the button, when we click the click here button, it brings it back in. Actually, alright, so there we go. So now we want to set up some variables so we can grab a hold to the open modal button, and we also want to be able to work with the outer modal. So let's go ahead and set that up. Get open modal button and outer modal area. So let's go const open modal equals document dot get element by ID, and we're going to target the modal button. Let's see, TN, and then we also want to grab hold to the outer modal, which is right here, and we got to target this class of outer modal. So we'll just say modal document dot get element, sorry about that, query selector, since it's a class, and then we're going to say outer modal. Alright, so now that we got them, we can go ahead and set up the click events. So we're gonna want to do a click event for the open modal button. So open modal dot add event listener. We're gonna add a click event, and then we're gonna add a modal open function. Okay, so let's do get the function open or modal open. Okay, so inside here, what we want to do is change the style for the outer modal from display none to display block. So modal dot style dot style dot display equals block. Okay, so we're gonna save that, and let's test it out. There we go. Now these other buttons won't work. The Google button will work, but the close button and everything else won't work because we haven't set up the events for that. So let's go and do that now. So let's go ahead and grab a hold of the close button. We gave that a class of close. So const close button equals document dot query selector close. Now we can set up an add event listener for that. So close button dot add event listener. We're gonna give it a click event, and then we're gonna listen for once we click on it, we want to look for a function called close modal. So now let's go ahead and make that function close modal, and then all we want to do now is set the display of the modal back to none. So instead of block, we're going to set it to none. Save that. So let's try it out. So we click, we get the modal open, we close it. Ooh, okay, it didn't close. What's going on here? Let's look at the console, see what we got. Can't read property, add event listener of null. Did we grab the right property? Okay, so let's see. Class close. Document.query selector close. Then we add the close button. And we're looking for close modal. Everything looks correct. Okay, so it's only one thing to do. Console.log close button. And it says no. So let's see. Button class close. Oh, y'all see what happened? Alright, so next we have to put the selector on there. So now let's see what we have. Alright, so now we got the button selected. Let's go ahead and write the listener for it again. want to click, and then we want close modal. So down here we wrote a function to close the modal, and we said all we need to do is put the display of none back on the outer modal. Alright, and we tested it out. We have the modal showing, and now it closes. Alright, so now this doesn't look too good. It's just when you click it, it automatically comes in and automatically closes like that. We want to put some kind of like transition on it, make it look a little smoother. So let's go back to the style, and we can add an animation. So when the modal opens, it's going to look for animation name of smooth. How about that? With an animation duration of, we'll say, 0.3 seconds. Okay, so now we gotta go make the animation. So it's gonna be at keyframes, and what we call it, smooth. So here we can set up what we want to happen when it opens up. So as soon as it opens up, actually we don't want it on there. Actually, let's take this. And put it on the body, the modal body. So now, when it comes up, we want to go from an opacity of 0 to an opacity of 1. So it's going to start out not visible and go all the way up into visible in 0.3 seconds. So let's save that. And see how that looks. So there we go. Now it comes in a little bit smoother. Let's make it go over 3 seconds. Let's make it go like 2 seconds so y'all can see the effect. So we put it on the modal body. Let's change that to like 2 seconds. And there you go. You see, it's smoothly coming in, but it's still abrupt going out. So animation timing function. Let's set it to ease in out. So now it goes in, and it's still abrupt going out. But now you see how you can play around with the animation keyframes and get everything to work a little bit more smoothly. And that's about it. Alright everyone, so now you know how to create a modal, and just using a little HTML, CSS, and good old JavaScript. So now go ahead. I want to see what kind of creativity y'all can come up with for modals, and how good that you're getting with CSS animations. And if you want me to go and do an in-depth tutorial on CSS animations, just let me know in the comments below. And also, if you have any kind of preferences for what kind of video you want to be seen on my channel, also put those in the comments. And until next time, you know you can always find my code on my GitHub page, and I'll have a link down in the description. And if you haven't by now, go ahead and subscribe and click that bell icon that's right next to it, so you'll be notified next time I come out with a video. But until next time, keep developing.